everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of Wata Data with me, Josh the Scientist Phillips. I'm going to give you a preview of round 2 for the 2024 kayak series. Well, we are heading back to the mighty Blackwood River for the weekend of the 18th and 19th of May. The launch will be at the Molloy Hideaway Holiday Park, which is about a 3.5 hour drive south of Perth. Now, this is a favourite venue for many of us keen bream anglers and always tends to attract a good turnout. Now, this is a 2-day event down at the Blackwood. It's also another Hobie qualifying round, which means that a top-placed angler will secure themselves a qualifying spot at this year's Hobie Australian Championship, which will be held at Camden Haven on New South Wales mid-north coast later this year. Now, the session times for this weekend, they're both early starts. So we've got 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Both days, with briefings held 30 minutes prior to each of those start times. We've got 3 fish bag limits, and we've already got a 2-week pre-fish ban, which has been in place since midnight on the 5th of May. All right, so weather for Saturday, we've got a top of 26 degrees, sunny, clear skies. We've got a light to moderate northeasterly wind, which is dropping off through the day. Tides, well, there's actually not going to be that much tidal run, interestingly, for this weekend. And remembering that these tides are for the mouth, and further upstream at Molloy, you'll see even less tidal run. So I don't think run is going to play a huge factor this weekend. And on the Sunday, a little bit more tidal run. So the high in the morning is slightly higher. So you will see at that peak sort of mid-morning upstream around Molloy. The wind is swinging more northerly. Similar weather in terms of the top temps there. It's going to be sunny, relatively clear skies, maybe a little bit of cloud cover early on with a top of 25 degrees. All right, now this is shaping up to be a hotly contested event. We've so far got 27 anglers that have entered, and there's still some time to get entries in. We've got a couple of first-time entries with Chris Byrne and Patrick Byrne, so please make them feel very welcome. We've also got a first-timer into a kayak, being Jim Nelson. Now, Jim has competed in boat rounds with his boater, Roy Clark. So Jim and Roy are both competing in kayaks in this round. So, yep, that'll be interesting to see how those guys go. And the rest of the field, we've got quite a lot of experienced anglers here. So let's check out some of the power rankings. So these are the power rankings for kayaks. Firmly cemented at the top of these rankings is Joey Gardner. He's always a difficult angler to beat. He's followed, though, by Alex Griesdorf, Travis Newland, Ben Oakes, Andy Mitchell, Adrian Barber, Greg Cooper, Matt McCarthy, Ian Abercrombie, and Steve Owens. Now, all of these top 10 anglers, barring Andy Mitchell, have entered this weekend. So will it be one of these anglers to take out the top spot? Now, this is the subset of power rankings for the Blackwood kayaks. And this is a really interesting story here. So Joey Gardner, he is the top of the kayaks overall and top for Blackwood kayaks. Joey has won several events at this venue in the past. However, Greg Cooper is hot on his heels and did manage to win the 2023 Kayak Grand Final at this event. Now, Greg is a local and knows this system exceptionally well, so he is certainly a threat. Travis Newland. Now, Trav has never actually won a kayak event. However, we did win the last boat event at this venue only back in March this year. So Travis is in some good form coming off the back of that boat win as well. As an unbiased co-angler, I must say I would love to see Travis win as well. However, we've got several other anglers that could well take the win. We've got Ben Oakes there. Ben fishes this system very regularly, knows it well. He will always be a threat here. Adrian Barber. Now, Adrian's an interesting one as well. I'm not exactly sure what his top place result is at the Blackwood. However, he's been on a strong upward trajectory with his form. I mentioned Andy Mitchell sitting this one out, so that is one less threat for other anglers, but Paulie Samasco. Paul is on an excellent run of form as well, so he is going to be aiming for no doubt a podium finishing this round. He managed to get a podium in round 1 as well, you may recall, at the Albany event. Alex Griesdorf. Now, Alex placed second in the recent boat event there with his co-angler Ben Oakes, and Alex also managed to win the Albany round 1 kayak event down in Albany. So Alex is also in some good form there. However, Alex doesn't tend to perform as well in the kayak rounds on the Blackwood as he does on the boat. And then we've got Renee Van Dorn and Matt McCarthy rounding out that top 10. Okay, now lastly, looking at the fish weights, which have been on somewhat of a decline, I must say, since the December 22 Boat Grand Final, which was won by Alex Griesdorf and Ben Oakes with what was at the time a record-breaking bag. They had an average fish weight in December 22 of 766 grams per fish. Now, since then, the average fish weights have declined fairly significantly, I must say, with the most recent boat event held there in March this year, with an average fish weight of only 394 grams, which is the first time in the last 5 years where we've seen an average fish weight of sub 400 grams. The winning bag, which was actually by myself and Travis, we had a very modest average fish weight of only 626 grams, and that was an outlier for this event. The condition of the fish was relatively light. And the reason I say that is that included in our day one bag in that boat round was a 42 centimetre fish that only weighed 950 grams. Now, in any other system on any other day, a 42 centimetre fish will be well over 1 kilo, but not at the moment. So I would suggest, unless the fish have miraculously packed on the pounds since March, we would most likely be seeing average fish weights somewhere in that 400 to 500 gram range. Now, tides, that will be interesting to see how that plays into this as well. The water temps are still going to be relatively high, given that we haven't really set into any sort of a hint of a winter weather pattern yet in WA. So all things considered, I'd imagine that the fishing conditions, there will not be any trouble filling bags. And I must say that during the boat round held there recently, the quantity of fish was certainly not the issue. As always, this is all about trying to find those larger upgrades. The larger upgrades, I think, generally were not found in the shallows. So that's perhaps an interesting thing to consider in anyone's plans for this weekend. Most of the fish came from deeper water. Anyway, I'll leave it there for now. I wish anglers all the best. Please drive safely, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.